Welcome to another episode of Get It Girl. On today's show, we're going to talk about breadcrumb dating with behavioral relationship expert Tracy Crossley. First date just to have the person completely fall off the face of the earth, because I totally have. Well, according to a recent survey by Plenty of Fish, 80% of millennial daters have reported being ghosted or just permanently ignored by the person that they were dating. But sometimes your ghoster suddenly reappears as though nothing ever happened, which is completely strange. But apparently that's a dating phenomena that has a name. It's called breadcrumb dating. And according to experts, this unhealthy pattern can follow couples long into their relationship if you're not careful. But thankfully, guys, we have behavior relationship expert Tracy Crossley to help us with that. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Now, we were chatting a little bit off camera, and it's like, who doesn't like to learn more about relationships and dating, right? But this is like a very specific thing. Being ghosted is one thing, but being breadcrumbed, it's like, wait, do you like me? Do you not like me? So can you expand a little bit more on what that means, breadcrumb dating?
So basically, you go out on a date with someone, and let's say you feel some chemistry, and you believe it's mutual, and maybe you go out on a few dates, and this could actually go on for weeks, let's say, right? And you're thinking you're getting into a relationship, you're having a good time, and then you notice that the person starts to kind of fade out, and maybe you go, you know what, let me find out what's going on with this person. So you call them and you go, okay, what's going on? And they're like, oh, nothing, I'm busy. And then the person does a total fade out, and you believe that they're gone, and then let's say 2 weeks, 2 months, I mean, it doesn't matter what the length of time is, they show back up and they act like nothing happened a lot of the time as well. So what happens is because you had such a great, let's say, first date or first several dates, you're caught up in it. You're attached to this because you may think, okay, this person came back. They must think I'm special. They must have missed me. And you really find that you're stuck with them.
They have this charm, and they're like charismatic. I have a friend that actually for years she was with this guy back and forth all the time, like, and so once she managed to get out of it, he managed to get her back in.
The thing with the person that's leaving the breadcrumbs is that they're not always playing a game, even though it looks like it. They have deep-seated fears. They have a fear of intimacy. They have a fear maybe they're going to be with the wrong person. They start to feel engulfed. A lot of them feel responsible very quickly. So all of those high feelings that they have in the beginning start to feel really heavy because now they're thinking, I'm responsible for this person's happiness, I'm responsible for where the relationship goes. And a lot of people, and this is men and women, not just men, but a lot of people get very caught up in those old stories that they have about what happened last time. I had a client, as an example, who was in 2 abusive relationships, and so he just didn't want to get close to anybody. He didn't want to have a relationship with somebody.
Yeah, no, that's tough, and I'm sure there's like layers of trauma behind that as well. What are some solutions that someone can do if they are being breadcrumbed? Like, because I also believe that you show people how you want to be treated.
So one of the things that is super important is staying in reality. Okay? A lot of us with those high feelings, we start building a fantasy, we start building a future that isn't happening yet. And so it's really to stay in the reality, what is happening now? What is actually going on rather than what do you want to have go on? And that's a big part of it. The other thing that I believe, and this applies more to women, I'd say, than men, but when they're in that situation, they're afraid to say certain things. They're afraid to ask questions, to be honest, to be truthful, and that's a great place to be because then you're going to find out pretty quickly. Well, let me take that back. You're going to find out pretty quickly that there's something else going on because a lot of times, like in my case, I would have these conversations and I'd be reassured that no, everything's great, everything's fine. But you have to be able to trust your instinct that no, everything isn't fine, and you have to take yourself in hand and do something hard, which is to stop being in this situation.
It's so hard, and I wish we could have a whole hour special to talk to you because I have so many more questions. But you guys, this is our time with Tracy. Thank you again so much for coming. How can people find you online or get some more tips from you?
They can go to tracycrossley.com, and they can also Google Tracy Crossley, and they'll find all my social media and everything.
Perfect. Well, thank you again. You guys, we have to take a quick break, but we will be right back.